Order today, welcome everybody here for our February the 20th, 2024 special meeting today. First item on the agenda, we need to convene in a closed meeting. So, Mr. Tadlock, I'll take the appropriate verbiage from you.
Yes, sir. I need a motion that the Northumberland County Board of Supervisors convene in closed meeting pursuant to Virginia Freedom of Information Act, Sections 2.23711A29, discussion of the award of a public contract involving the expenditure of public funds, including interviews of bidders or offers, and discussion of the terms or scope of such a contract, where discussion in open session would adversely affect the bargaining position or negotiating strategy of the public body. Invited to attend the closed meeting as necessary are the county administrator and assistant county administrator, because they are deemed necessary and their presence will reasonably aid the board in its consideration of the topics to be discussed pursuant to Virginia FOIA Section 2.23712F.
All right, got a motion?
So move with wording from Mr. Tadlock.
All right, got a second?
Second.
Got a motion, a second. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. We're now in closed. All ready whenever you're ready.
All right, I need a motion that the Northumberland Board of Supervisors return to public meeting and certify by roll call vote that only public business matters lawfully exempted from open meeting requirements by the Virginia Freedom of Information Act and as were identified in the motion convening the closed meeting were heard, discussed, or considered during the closed meeting.
All right,
So move with wording from Mr. Tadlock.
I got a motion, a second. All right, roll call vote. Mr. Williams? Brian?
Aye.
Mr. Station?
Here.
And Mr. Haney is aye. All right, we are now back in the open session, open meeting. All right. I guess that first thing we need to deal with is this audit here. My motion is that we enter into an agreement with UHY for a maximum of $159,995, which may be negotiated down if it's needed, and for us to be able to do a forensic audit that would, for the county and the school board, that would go back at least 5 years. Don't think 5's enough?
No, that's enough.
All right.
5's enough.
All right. Any comments? All right. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right. Now, any comments onto it?
Mr. Chairman, that amount was $159,975.
975? All right.
159.
Thank you. Thank you for correcting me. So it'll be 159,975. All right. The motion's been amended that way. All right.
In going referencing the RFP, Mr. Tadlock, it did have the 5-year period in the RFP, so that's what Mr. Haney's referencing.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay.
Any other comments? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those against? Motion passes 5-0. And get started as soon as possible.
Yes, sir. got a couple other items. If you have time, I don't.
We,
All right. We do have an appointment or reappointment for the Planning Commission District 3, Vivian Diggs. She is willing to serve again. And if the board chooses, we would need to do that retroactive to February 13th, 2024.
I move that we appoint Vivian Diggs.
second. All right, we got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Tell Ms. Diggs thank you, or I'll tell it planning commission too.
Next item, the board had asked for some additional information related to the budget amendment. We provided that information to you. The board had just asked how that budget amendment was broken out, whether general fund, reimbursements, grants, compensation board. We provided that information to you. Didn't know if you had any additional questions. If not, we would ask that the board consider moving forward with the approval of that budget amendment. Unless you have other questions.
Board have any other questions?
No.
Or does the board want to proceed now or wait? I'm just throwing out things here, that's all.
Anything in that Luttrell that you gotta have now?
No, I mean, we can wait till the end of the fiscal year, up to June 30th. We just
I was
have to have
thinking,
it.
no, I would like to look it over one more time.
Okay.
And maybe can we bring it back up in our next meeting?
The regular meeting?
Regular meeting, yes.
Sure. Yeah, we can do that.
If that's okay with everybody.
On the
Yep.
14th.
Yes.
That'd be fine with me. Okay with you, Jimmy?
Yes, sir.
All right,
All right.
what's your next item, please?
Next item, I just wanted to talk to the board, if it would be all right to go ahead and advertise for proposals regarding the general reassessment for real estate. We do need to get started on that.
Board okay with doing that?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you need that in a motion
If
or?
I could get that in a motion, yes, sir.
I move that we move forward.
Move forward with seeking,
General assessment.
Seeking the proposals.
proposals
request
for
proposals for the general.
reassessment, Jim?
Reassessment. right.
Yeah. All right, we got a motion, we
I'll
got a
second
second. All right, we got a motion and a second.
I'm working on I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, I'm working on a draft with the Commissioner of Revenue now,
All right.
and we'll get that out.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against? All right.
I did have a question. Mr. Basie and I were talking earlier today and going through the changes that were made to the mobile food vendor policy. And one of the items was that the mobile food vendors shall own real property in Northumberland County in order to make application. Question came up whether the individual could rent somewhere in the county and still be able to, under the way this policy is written, they would not be able to do that.
Should it be residents?
That's what I had suggested, was
I
residents.
thought that's what you did.
Initially, I think it was some discussion as
Right.
far as residents or owning property. We just wanted to clarify it before we push this out.
So you're talking about maybe somebody that rents a house down here, it could be rented year-round.
Right, and they may not
They
have
wouldn't be
real estate property in the county.
Right.
And we can word it that mobile food vendors shall own real property or show residents in the county or some wording like that. We just wanted to make sure we had it how the board wanted.
Why don't you just do it as a residence instead of owning property and all?
Right.
Residents here, you may not own anything, you may just be renting something,
But you live in the county.
but you
But you
live in the
live in the
county. So
county.
you are contributing back to the county that way.
So rather than owning real property, just show that you have residents within the
Residents, yeah.
county.
Yeah, that'll bring your electric bill.
Permanent resident, yeah.
Since the board took action on that, could I get the board to amend the policy with that, reflecting that?
I'll make a motion that we amend it to permanent residents.
Second.
Got a motion and a second, any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Just wanted to make the board aware that we just received our health insurance rates, and it is showing a 7.2% increase.
Good go.
So we're working with some of the numbers, trying to get that information together. We do need to take action on that fairly soon, but staff is running numbers for the board to consider.
How soon can you have those numbers?
We started working on those today. I can try to have something for the board next week, but I know 2 board members won't be here. We can try to have something for the 7th.
Do we work
We've
with
still
the
got
school
the other
board?
meetings coming in that you can
Yes.
give me time.
And-
I'm not saying for the next board meeting.
No, well, what we could do, we could try to have something for the 7th, and maybe we can meet a little bit
It'll be
earlier.
fine. We can meet
to
earlier if we have
discuss
to.
it.
Eat earlier or later, whatever, at the end of the
That
meeting.
just sounds high to me. What is it usually? Is it usually that much?
Actually, last year, I think it was higher than that.
Higher than
I
some?
thought it was 10% last
Yeah,
year, or 12.
it was closer to 10.
Do we work with the school board on that?
We do. They're in that policy as well.
Well, the way it go up, if the number of cases we have,
It's based off your population and the number of claims you have and different things. Yes, sir.
Claims are expensive.
Last item I have is I sent the board some information related to the Boys and Girls Club. I don't know, there was a match that was required related to that. Is that something that the board wishes to move forward with? It's up to $200,000, which is a 25% match, would be $50,000. Boys and Girls Club feels like that they could cover at least 30 of that. They do have a budget request in this the upcoming fiscal year for $15,000, which would not quite cover the $20,000.
so how much we need? What are you saying?
At this point, they don't need, they just want to know if they can move forward in applying for the grant. But in years past, it did not require any type of match on the county's behalf. This year, since it requires a match, I wanted to bring it back to the board since we have not contributed to the Boys and Girls Club in the past. Their budget line item is 0 right now. But for the fiscal year '25, they are requesting $15,000.
So what is it, they want, I'm sorry, Mr. Long, you go ahead.
Hey, I think we should support it because they have a lot of kids that actually, it'd be hard for parents of the community to look out for them. It's something like babysit for the parents, Those kids attend, they have quite a few kids that would be harder on the family and the parents if the Boys and Girls Club did not help, I think they do a great service in the county. And I'd like to see us support it.
Any other comments?
Is that a cash match, or can it be in-kind service match?
They were going to use in kind. Well, they were going to use overhead like electric and water and those types of costs too. So I don't know. I can certainly ask that question if it can be in kind or how that needs to be matched up. It's a grant through the sheriff's office that they're trying to do. It's community policing and youth engagement programs. So I don't know if there's an opportunity to use any of what the sheriff's office does as in-kind match to help offset that. I'll certainly ask.
It'd be good information to have before we make a decision on it, because it would be a good grant to have.
We could, if you get that information, we could wait on it to the 13th. That's our next meeting. No, the 7th.
They have to have the grant in that week, I believe, so they need to have some information before then.
What week?
That week, it's our board week. They have to have it in by the 13th, I think. I know it was before our next board meeting. I couldn't bring it up to our next board meeting.
Will it be before the 7th?
I can bring it back to the board at the 7th and see if that's enough time for them.
I said wait on the 7th. We'll wait on the 7th.
Jim wants to wait till the 7th.
That's fine. We can do that.
All right, rest of the board?
Yeah.
That's all I had.
Oh, yeah. Board members have anything? All right, entertain a motion to carry over to the 7th of March.
Yeah,
Actually, the 29th.
No, that's right, thank you,
Move that we carry over till the 29th.
29th at, was it 6 p.m.?
6 p.m.
All right, got a motion, got a second?
Second.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you all for coming.
The 29th?
Yes, sir.
29th, 6 p.m., that's our joint meeting, Jim.